Good God! That's right. You're watching the Crayola Sec Harsh Reality, or if you're listening live to CSHR Radio on tinyurl.com, CSHR Radio. This is the Crayola Sec Harsh Reality featuring Harshman, myself, Mr. Scott Jr., the People's Armor, Jay Foncannon, and special guest tonight, Mr. Seven, a very talented musician. I just listened to some of his music a few minutes ago. It's actually really good. So here it is, and Harsh is nowhere to be found as usual. I see his picture, but I don't see him. Why does he do that? He just like disappears. There he is, and then he just reconstitute out of thin air.
I like making Scott nervous.
It doesn't make me nervous. It confuses the hell out of me. Normally, it's like, where did he go? He was here just like 2 seconds ago. What? You're a slippery little Indian. That's what you are.
Well, and all right, everybody. Welcome to the Crayola Sec Harsh Reality Tuesday trailer. Of course, we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Seven Soul Jones himself. How you doing? We can't hear you at all because Jay fucked up the microphone there. So,
Jay, fix his mic, please.
Using the People's Armor.
The People's Armor can't seem to operate a microphone.
Yeah, this is but so we got that going on. But anyway, of course, we got Scott Senior and Junior who choose not to be on camera for whatever reason.
My cameras are not
Some
working
say it's because
for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, well, how is it that it always happens in your
check 1 2?
All right, there we got Mr. Seven Soul Jones.
I have been having problems here getting stuff running correctly since the power outage over the weekend. So that's not my fault, sir.
Yeah, but this has been going on for almost a year, off and on. Like, you're very camera shy.
No, if I chose not to be on camera, I would tell you I'd rather not be on camera. I mean, my profile picture is literally me in cartoon form. So it's okay.
Right. We won't mention any other cartoons tonight, so. At least none from the Nintendo franchise.
I'm still trying to figure out how a skull grows a beard, but it looks cool, so that's why I used it. You know, I mean, there's no skin for the hair to actually attach to, so it's weird, but it's unique.
Yep. So that's the co-owner. That's the owner of Crayola Sec, everybody. The legal owner.
Robert
the man
says
who doesn't understand how.
Robert Walker says Harsh is a mysterious man.
In so many ways. That's by design. I think.
All right.
All right.
That's
so Seven,
as light as I'm going to get it.
All right. That Seven question. What type of I don't that is like true R&B. That is like true R&B and hip hop is what you have going on there. That is not using any kind of generic bullshit or anything. I mean, I have to
No, sir.
I like that, man. It sounds great, and I really think you got something there.
Thank you, man. My name is Seven. I'm from Philly. A lot of my music inspiration comes from that Motown Philly sound. Spent a lot of time in Jacksonville, Florida, the Dirty South. So that's where you get the storytelling and the hip hop. And my younger brother, Scott, that you see playing the guitar, and it actually brings the voice. So he goes everywhere from rock to classical to opera. He can sing it all. So we dibber dabber and try to make the best creative song that we can. We take a little bit of this style and a little bit of that movement and throw it in the pot. And we usually get something really, really cool to work with.
I mean, it's very unique. It's like a blast from the past, but unique all at the same time, and that's what I really like about it. It really brings back the rhythm back to hip hop it brings it back to its roots, and that's one thing that I like about it. Just kind of like Bruno Mars with kind of merging over to like the funk genre. You know, we need more artists and musicians using actual instruments and get people interested in music again. You know,
that's so true.
I totally agree, man. I remember I was adopted at 15, and that's I started when I was adopted. I started going to church, and I would watch the musicians up there, and I just thought they were up there just, you know, just making, beautiful noise. And I was naive to know that it was actually a language that you could learn. So I used to pray to God that I can hear what those guys heard. And I tell you right now, He granted me that. But it's a gift and it's a curse, like I can hear everything and I can hear everything. So
it is a curse.
I think that's what,
especially with the way some of the genres went. It is a curse in a way that some of the genres moved recently, and it's like, oh my God, what are y'all trying to do? Y'all are just making a mockery out of music now at this point.
Yeah.
And that's the curse part of
it. Yeah, it all sounds the same. It's the same idea. It's the same, it's almost become like the same subject. Like everybody's just writing a song about this, staying over here, And I think that's one thing that, like, when we go to the, me and my brothers, or even myself, when I go to that writing place, I always try to go, what are people not talking about, and how they're not talking about it, And I try to create that.
Yeah, it's very important. If FYI, I've seen Seven sing numerous times in person. Well, twice in person. He does bring that same exact impact to a stage. And I sang with him. I sang with him once, and it was rather entertaining because I was just like reading the same 3 lines while he was taking over. I'm like, all right, I'm saving my voice for the next one.
You were actually the night we met was actually hilarious to me because I was there all night, and I'm in a small town, and when you karaoke, you want to fit the vibe of the karaoke, like you know a lot of songs, but everybody got the vibe. So I've been there all night doing Darius Rucker and the little Tennessee Whiskey. And then Harsh comes in and he does My Prerogative by Bobby Brown. And I'm like, I can't. he comes right in like, I'm going to change it up. I'm like, oh, God,
that sounds scary.
That's what I should have did. I conformed.
Yeah. But that sounds
it was
scary,
awesome,
though.
Man. It was awesome.
It was a fun time.
That just sounds scary to me, though. Harsh singing My Prerogative just sounds Bobby really Brown. Scary. Yes, you and Bobby Brown, just no. Let's not do that, please.
It was a unique combination, but what I like about it is what I like about Kim, that's where you can make it yours. It wasn't Bobby Brown, My Prerogative. It was Harsh
It was Harsh and Sevens for sure.
Yeah. At Sal's Pizza,
it was Harsh's Prerogative at Sal's Pizza.
Yeah. Really, yeah.
God damn.
And it was pretty cool. I dug it.
Seven's giving out all the real secrets now. Seven's giving out all the real secrets. He's just outing Harsh left and right.
Of course, yeah. It's fun to go to the old backyard. But anyhow,
okay. I'm snitching. I'm sorry. It's new to me. I'm new to the spot, so I'm still excited about it.
Hey, that's fine with me. Like that's fine. But my thing is, it's like, yeah, people really do need like music to be music again, because it seems like every genre is trying to be the same, and it's not gonna work.
I mean, country's been pop music now for years. And nobody even realizes it. I mean, and it's all the same storylines to every song, and it's all sounds like pop, and all they do is put a little country twang in their voice, and all of a sudden that's a country song. No, it's not. Steel guitars, the old school way of singing country, that's country music. Same thing with jazz, same thing with funk, same thing with the blues. None of this new shit they're doing to inject it into the music is actually working, so they just need to quit.
It really isn't. It really, it's a shame, really, because it's like there was a time where it's like, okay, we don't need enough But now we don't have enough combinations, or we want to see something mixed. Now it's just like everything's too mixed.
Well, I think what the problem is that uh people saw what worked for, like, let's say if I have like flour, water, eggs, and a kitchen to work with, and you saw someone be successful making pizza. So that's now all they can think about is making with this
Yeah.
combination is pizza. Like the format has been put out. So like even a comedian wrote a comedy song about how to write a country song. He was like, just mention your favorite truck and talk about the
Yeah.
girl you didn't get the kiss.
And it sounded
Yeah.
just like every
uh,
country music song that's out on the radio, and that was the scary part.
Nah.
It was so funny, but it was
this
true.
this will
It's nuts.
It's too many. It's too many people chasing algorithms and not enough people creating something that'll last longer.
Yeah.
I
totally agree.
That's just
I
what
totally
it is.
agree. But it's all across the board. I'm watching the Adam Sandler's movie, and Adam is hilarious, but I know what's about to happen hilarious. Like he writes exactly what will really happen, just a little bit more dramatic, and it's the same thing. It's like it's nothing new. Like we live this movie. Like this is what happened when someone farts in the office, and we
Right.
get it. We get it. Like no, like you didn't do anything different than what really happens at work when someone farts in the office. You just made a couple of people yell across the room about it. And it worked for years. And that's exactly what's happening with music. Even sitting down writing R&B song, or a pop song. It's the same chords. It's the same feeling. It's the same. Um, it's no different.
Agreed.
Well,
Lee Houston says, "Yo, harsh," and he says, "I'm really digging the mix of Mongol traditional voices and rock, like who."
that's actually some pretty cool stuff. I really can't talk down on the Who, because I mean they actually have some pretty good stuff out there. The stuff. I mean, if it works, it works. If it's received by everyone, then that means it works. The only problem is the majority is just fed what they want them to know. Program managers nationwide literally force feed people what they think they want. They want to hear.
Yeah.
I think the Who came up in a different time too. Like you had to have at least something to be heard. Like it's not like today where if you get 100,000 people to mistakenly pass by your video, then that can somehow get you kind of on it up to being noticed by someone that can really now shove the music down our throat until we like it. So during those days, but you had to really, and everybody played. There was stiff competition. This wasn't just this was every hippie.
It wasn't for social media
likes. Played the guitar well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in those days, you're also talking about like how like the people who are in charge of the music, half the time they wouldn't even give a about what the music was. It was just, okay, well, who knows? It might work. This sounds catchy. Who knows? Let's give it a chance. And more often than not, if it was successful, it was successful because it went against their personal interests.
Coming from the Home Depot bathroom, not every kind of music can be interesting. I mean, come on now.
Really?
Hold on, I got this banger playing on the radio. Give me about 2 minutes. I got to finish up in here. Hey, stop beating on the door, goddammit. Leave me alone. I'm trying to use the bathroom.
Justin Davis, the ultimate simp. That's wonderful. Anyway. The ultimate simp.
I do apologize.
But speaking of people who
ahead
came
of
up with
time
country music, I think Scott came up with a country music song a few weeks ago.
No, I didn't.
Is that right, Scott?
No,
I don't. The song is called "Even Trolls Have Feelings."
I don't write music.
Okay, this is a bad joke.
I don't even. Well, I know. I think that would have to be about certain people that pretend to be other people, and pallet camps, And yeah, those people have feelings. Those people definitely have feelings. It's sorry, guys. Don't mean to call you out, but to be claim that you're sponsored by some retarded anon masky group, who cares? I can type words on a screen too. It doesn't mean anything. Congratulations, you went nowhere.
Yeah. The crazy part about it is, like the crazy part is they were saying all that stuff, and meanwhile, I'm just looking at 2 videos I did on one Saturday. On one Saturday in May, one of them had like 9.2 thousand views, and another had 107,000 views, still counting. And I'm just sitting there like, well, what are these idiots even talking about? Like, if you guys could get our reach, you wouldn't be complaining about what we were doing.
Is this a rival radio show? Somebody catch me up.
No, it's not a. They're not a rival anything. They're just
no. They're not. They're mad because they didn't do something they should have done, and they decided to support the wrong types of people, namely pedophiles and others. And now they're angry. That's basically all it is. They're angry. They can't use the name. They can't use the name for anything.
That's a tough law when you're gambling and you bet on the pedophile.
Exactly. Yeah. They rode the wrong horse.
Yeah, literally.
I think we've said enough about that for now. But that's the thing about music. It's just, it's just a way to express yourself, and the world really, needs music. It doesn't need, all the other nonsense as much.
It's my therapy, man. I try to be as real and authentic as I possibly can. It's hard for me to participate on certain songs or write certain songs because I have a grandmother, and my grandmother will knock my head off, if I'm being honest. And I just like to be honest and true to the music. It's something happens when I hear the music. It takes over me, and being true to that is because I write it and it's true. I have fun and I exaggerate some things, but the foundation of it comes from a place of truth and honesty.
Exactly. And Lee Houston, our guy, he says, in regards to the pallet camp, middle finger salute to them then. Agreed.
The pallet
and that shall be that.
We'd like to throw a special thank you out there to the pallet camp because without you, we wouldn't know what Crohn's was. It's a medical condition that affects millions every year. Please donate to your children's Crohn's network or whatever. I don't know what that is. Some Crohn's research facility.
And a special thanks to the pallet camp because without them, we would never understand how important it is to be kind to your neighbors. Because if you're not kind to your neighbors, one of them may run you over in your own apartment complex.
Also, if you're not kind to your neighbors, one might put out your campfire with a bucket of water.
Okay.
All right. Now,
I'm sorry, Seven.
Thank you, Pilot Camp.
Seven, I'm sorry. You would have to have been following that whole thing from the beginning. It's like it would take me like a year.
I'm here, but I'm.
No, it's like it would take me a year to try to explain all of the stupidity that's came from those people so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Scott, I'm intrigued, and I can tell that when I finally do meet you, because the picture is badass, but I have no idea who I'm talking to. But it's kind of cool too. Like I feel like I kind of not weird, but I'm sure I'll have time to catch up. This won't be my last time on the show. I promise you guys. I'll be. I'm an average listener now.
I'll just warn you that I take very large steps.
Yeah.
You take. I'm sorry. What did you say, sir?
Very large steps.
I'll just warn you that I take very large steps. No, I'm just.
Consider me warned.
I'm actually a midget. I'm only like 2.5 foot tall. I think somewhere like
Two
up
and a
in there.
half foot tall.
Yeah, I'm only 2.5 foot tall, but I weigh like 485 pounds. So I kind of look like a.
See, okay.
I kind of look like a disc.
You're
It's really weird.
you're a joker. I got it. You're the Joker.
Yes, unfortunately, that is me, sir. All right, who messaged me
I
just
clearly
now?
can see. Yeah. What I'm thinking I may know what song you listened to, but I'm not sure. Was it a video attached? Was it us in
Yes, it was
a
like y'all
backyard
in an empty swimming pool.
in an empty swimming pool? Yeah, okay, sweet. Yeah, that's actually one of so that song, and I know for everyone that's listening and have no content or no to go on, but just for Scott, me and my brothers, we auditioned for Tiny Death some years ago, but it was really really fun, and actually made some noise and got some opportunities. We didn't win, but definitely was noticed in some ways from it. And that song is actually performed by all three of my brothers, me and my two other brothers, and together we go by Blue Corn Moon. But then me and my brother, who you just saw sing and play guitar, we're a band alone called the XOs, EXOS. And yeah, that's not even one of our best songs. It's like a song we all do together because it's fun and catchy. Like we rarely ever do it. Like not bragging that, it's just
It's
one of those
I
like
really like it. There was
it's not.
it came out well.
Yes, sir.
I will say the only thing that I would suggest is it does need some production work. But I mean, other than that, I mean,
okay,
the
so
song was great.
That was the thing about Tiny Desk. Tiny Desk, you can't mix and master. That was the premise of the whole thing. You had to create music in this space. Only mix and master you can do was, they wanted like raw, uncut, one take, just like the idea of the show. So, so I agree that one sucked because we all mix and master. But that was the best we can do without them noticing that we actually went in and tweaked it. It had to be grimy, and we thought it was cool with the premise of the song, and in the backyard of the pool that everything be ugly.
I mean, it was the music, like I said, was great. I enjoyed it. Everything flowed well.
Yeah.
It was just the other part was kind of painful, but it was okay. I could deal with it because the music
definitely
itself
painful.
was good.
It's definitely painful, but it comes out in different. You know how mixing and master work. I played it through the car. It would blend well. It's just certain,
Right.
And speaking of live performances from Seven, I remember one time. This is like a few days ago. We were at J7 and I we're at Butch's cookout because I'm like, all right, well, Butch keeps inviting me wants me to come there. I'll be there.
But you undersold like a freaking like.
I know because you have to understand who was hosting it. I'm like, okay, is this gonna be good or not? So of course I'm gonna undersell it. So anyway, not even 5 minutes into us being there, and guess who starts singing with the DJ? Living on a Prayer. Seven.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like all on point and everything.
Well, we got there. Well, first of all, I had a really bad week, and we met up at my job, and you were like, "Hey, do you want to go to this barbecue?" And I'm thinking, hot dog, hamburger, meet some people, throw a frisbee,
right,
with some folks, and get up out of there. I got a t-shirt on, some jeans, and flip flop. Right. When we get there, and I immediately knew that I was in for it was way more when I saw the DJ and the grill. The grill, the grill was the size of a queen size bed.
Yeah.
And the DJ was set up like he was playing for like the town's come together day,
Yeah.
and people were setting up tents in this huge backyard.
Yeah, that was it. Was
And I'm
was
like,
one of the,
what is this? Like, he invited me to a barbecue, and we want to go to a festival.
dude. I didn't even realize it was gonna be like that. I didn't know like I don't know they had it that set up. I didn't know like Mike was like a master chef when it came to the food, and I didn't realize like Ty was that good of a DJ. But I didn't realize Butch was
You
capable
didn't.
of
What did
organizing that.
What did you realize? What did you realize? You didn't realize anything that day.
I didn't realize anything until I went there. I thought that's Butch, whatever. We'll
You
see.
just realized you were going. That's it.
I
So,
just realized, okay, my friends are gonna be there. You guys are with me. I knew I was gonna have some fun because I was with people, but I didn't know it was gonna be that perfectly orchestrated. Is what I'm saying.
where. Yeah,
I just thought it'd be just like just some random get together. Hey, everybody, get me in. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that was delicious.
Yeah,
That was a treat.
I met some tree huggers, and then after doing a secret handshake with one of them, I found myself hugging the tree, so that was cool. Yeah, it was. It was pretty cool. Had a good time.
Yeah, it was a fun time for sure. And and we actually did talk strategy of how to hype up July 29th, the Homegrown Festival, but we won't spill any details for that right now.
That's crazy. I actually just heard about it, got invited, and I won a ticket to go. So that's pretty good.
You also want a Juneteenth T-shirt as well. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He just wants to brag on himself right now because so I wasn't even paying attention. I was too busy standing next to the fire because I'm 140 pounds and it's freezing, starting to like literally the people are literally getting into their tents, and I'm sitting out there near the fire, and all of a sudden I hear my name called, asking what size shirt do I wear. It's medium for the whole festival, but apparently my good dude H&M
No.
literally won me the T-shirt because he knew a little bit of history.
Yeah, I know a little bit of corporate history apparently.
But
I got.
you tell him the question. Now I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell him what you did. This is how much. Yeah.
I think I remember they were asking me the DY asked a question. What year was the what year was the Emancipation Proclamation? What year did they get off?
So listen, right? So there's him and two other black guys, right? So he gets up there and they ask him first, right? And he looks over and he goes, I know the answer, but I'm gonna go ahead and let one of my good brothers win it. So after they both get the answer wrong and it comes back his way, he no longer have that same empathy. He's like, he's like 1965.
1865, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm just looking around like, it'd be kind of weird if I won this today. But then after they missed it, I'm like, all right, screw it. Okay.
Yeah. So he redeemed himself by winning the free T-shirt and then giving it away to an African American.
Yeah.
I see how you did that there. That was real Juneteenth spirit. I was Juneteenth on a T-shirt.
Oh,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to take away too much from my monologue later tonight, but it's kind of weird how a day like that's supposed to be about like Black history and about all the other stuff, and instead it just ends up becoming another holiday for corporate America. You're just like, God damn it! Why does Chad, Becky, Karen, and corporate America have to ruin everything? Just ugh.
It's the same way the Emancipation Proclamation happened. It was the underslide of a bigger plan.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like if you want, and I know I butchered it, guys. I've been sipping on twisted tea all day.
We'll tell you about the Moors and all the other stuff too. Like some of the Moors think if you call yourself black or white, you're still playing the economic game. You don't realize their economic statuses. So I mean,
but we still are calling each other black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silly because, like I said, you know, they're technically economics ass if you look up the Christian Black Codes of 1724 and the Georgia House Resolution of 1203. Georgia 1203 Georgia House Resolution from 2014. But that's a whole different story. The point being is like, yeah, a lot of things just happen, you know, behind the scenes and in the fine print. You know, that's why Scott magically has camera issues when we're gonna do a live stream for the first time in a week. So.
And I'm back. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's good.
So tell me more about this festival that's happening July 29th.
Well, July 29th at Homegrown, you're going to have like basically 16 hours worth of almost all of the local artists and musicians in the area performing. So you're gonna have 3 different stages. You have the outdoor stage, the indoor stage, and like the patio.
And you have no more room for no more artists.
I ain't in charge of that, but I don't think so. No, as far as I know, they're packed. I mean, yeah, you'd have to talk to Aaron and Ashley Williams and Brian Christian Adam and all them about that, but no, they had like their battle of bands and all that stuff a few
So
weeks
going
ago.
as a journalist.
Just, I mean, that would, yeah, that'd be. They already had the battle of bands and all that stuff, so like,
No, it's fine.
you
This
know,
is
then the
this is how you
21st.
infiltrate. I'll just infiltrate for my plot for next year.
Well, yeah, next year, of course.
Everything.
Anything can happen in 12 months.
What this Scott disappear on the
I don't know. Where is this? Hello, Scott. Where are you? Where is Mr. Sonnier?
I'm busy. Hold on.
Oh, he's busy. With what? I didn't know.
pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Okay, now what?
What are you talking about again?
I don't know. You asked for me. What do you want?
Well, you asked where were you, or if you disappeared or not.
No, I was right here. I was busy. Sorry.
Okay. Correct. But yeah, Homegrown's gonna be fun, and we're gonna have on this channel like four times. We're gonna have 4 different giveaways, 2 tickets each. So
Sounds dope.
yeah. So when is Scott Jr. gonna come up here then?
I have no idea. Thank you.
How many people we got in the room right now? How many?
Oh, in the room or just watching?
Watching.
We had like 5 earlier. Now I think it's 1, but
yeah, it bounces up and down. A lot of people watch it after we do our live because of different time zones.
No, I understand.
Right. Right now we got you, myself, Scott Sr., and Scott Jr. No idea what Scott Jr. is doing, but he's there.
So Scott Jr. like 6'6", 245 pounds. If you're 2'1", 400 pounds. Is that how that works?
Surprisingly, he's not. I won't tell you how big he is, though. That'll be a mystery.
Wow.
No, I'm only like 2.5 foot tall, man. I told you.
Yeah. So Scott Jr. is what, 6'6", 245 pounds?
But I'm so wide I don't ever have to worry about falling over.
So it's awesome. just rolling over.
No, I don't even roll. I just kind of like tip from side to side.
Okay. You're like a dreidel.
Kind of like John James. Yeah, or like a dreidel. God, there you go.
I don't know who John James is. But you know what, though? You know what? I feel like this is fair. I feel like if you guys continue to talk about people or things that I don't know about, then are you really talking about them? Gotta think about it.
Yeah. That's a fun way to look at that. Yeah.
I just do it to bait hard into saying something stupid most of the time. That's all.
Hey man.
Yeah. Oh, they always say stupid things. So what else is new?
Jesus.
I get people bragging about SoundCloud reach. It's like SoundCloud. What is this? 2007?
2017 SoundCloud was still people still using it as
Right.
a important platform. I think that's what is well, maybe not everyone, but definitely mumble rap and internet cover people.
Right.
Like if you were like, covering Justin Bieber's "My Mama Don't Like You, She Likes Everyone," and then you
It's but
definitely on SoundCloud.
it's extremely easy nowadays just to get your music put on like Spotify and Amazon and everything else.
Yeah, and
So I
it's
mean,
you know what it overshadowed. You know the worst thing that happened to players and pimps? Every chick is okay with being a hoe now.
Hmm.
Usually there was a certain few that will only break that barrier. So if you can talk to that few and get them on your team, you had what the goods and services that everybody else wanted. Nowadays, everybody does it. The chick at the bar that's serving your drink, the girl. So now it's oversaturated. So the business is over, and that's what happened with music. You can't decipher who's the voice of our generation when you just hear so many voices.
Yeah.
Excuse my
That is
brother
true,
for
but
the pimps and holes while my
then again, that could just be because there's more mediums. Because I mean, think about it. I mean, how many people from like the baby boomer era would be able to tell you what their generation's voice was?
well, they
Or
knew
how
it. They knew it. It was the only four
No, but how
voices on
many
the
people
radio.
now are going to be able to tell you that from back then? You know,
Okay, wait, I'm missing the
yeah.
question. Say it
Well,
again.
no, I mean, if you think about it though, Harsh, there's too many there's too many voices out there now.
right?
That's yeah.
Well, one,
There's
there's too
way
many
too many
voices out
voices
there,
out
but
there.
two, if we're gonna even go back in time, how many Gen Xers would be like, okay, this band was a voice of my generation, like today?
Well, I mean, we honestly didn't have any bands that were the voice of our entire generation.
Right, and you're a Gen Xer,
Yeah.
so
Well, yeah, but you might not have a band, but you guys had bands depending on what you were into. You can talk about your Leonard Skinners and your, like they weren't the band of the whole generation, but they were a band for somebody's, a part of a region of America's generation. The Boss.
Well,
And these
yeah,
guys were,
but the problem is we were raised with so many different genres that were packed into so short of a period of time that
yeah.
it's everything that we listen to is a mix mash of whatever the hell you could think of. I mean, we might be listening to metal one day and then a country song the next day and some pop song the next day and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
back to metal again and
yeah,
then
yeah.
90s
We had
alternative.
that.
And
We had that luxury
I mean, there
of
was
bouncing
all
around.
kinds of different music out there then,
right.
you
And
know?
So,
if
Mr.
we want,
Scott, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Mr. Scott?
44.
44. Okay, so you're around that, big hair rock era. I love that era. Stadium rock with Europe and Bon Jovi and Fleetwood Mac and Kiss.
I really wasn't a hairband fan though. I'm a
Okay,
90s alternative guy.
right,
alternative. You're talking
Nirvana,
like Nevada, of course.
Yeah,
Weezer,
Alice in Chains, Weezer,
Alice.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, I totally agree that 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 era didn't really have a band. Well, you know, some people might say Nevada, but they were into that and that emotional roller coaster of Kurt Cobain. The difference is with nowadays, every high school has their own uh, icon or whatever it is. You know,
Yeah,
there's so much music out. It's everybody sound alike. Yeah, Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, Katy Perry. These are all the same people.
yeah, but I mean, even if you go back like 50, 60 years, it'd still be a debate. Like, think about who would be the voice of the generation for the boomers. You know, would
What I'm
it be
saying
the
is,
Beatles?
Oh,
Would it
absolutely!
be
It would
I'm,
absolutely be Cyndi Lauper.
right?
well, what I'm
Exactly.
saying, what I'm saying is, any band that we heard during that time was the voice. They all were the voice because there were so many other bands that didn't get that, didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? You don't think there was an English band that was as good as the Beatles that didn't get that break?
Right. I'm sure there
You know,
was.
you
And
know,
technically, the Beatles, if there's a backstory about how the Beatles basically ripped off their entire anthropology off of some other band in
most
England
people
way
do.
back when. But I'm
Most
not.
people do.
Yeah.
You see, said at a talent show, or some kid that have the whole package but can't sing or don't have the looks. Then
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump claimed to taught Elvis how to dance.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Elvis. Well, that's because it wasn't Forrest. It was
Well,
black people that taught Elvis how to dance. But
and
let's.
the funny thing is that today's modern internet pretty much took that whole "he doesn't have the look" thing going, and they took that away
yeah,
because
yeah,
people like to cheer for the underdog, and especially if they're talented, that
Yeah.
guy's as good as gold. You know.
Right.
They like
Exactly.
rooting. They like rooting for the ugly dog. The more
Right.
you embarrass yourself and twist your face up, and the reality TV was the first wave of it, where we started self-loading by going, my day sucked. Let me go and watch his day suck more.
Exactly.
And it shows even in music. Like some of these songs are just, well, music can hypnotize you anyway once it's repetitive. But a lot of times I hear a song the first time, like, what the heck is this? And
Right.
then by the 10th time, uh, I'm singing it loud as I possibly can. Don't believe me, just watch.
Right.
Gold all in
Exactly.
my chain, gold all in my watch. You know what I'm saying? After they beat in your head for 15 times in 2 hours, you begin to sing it.
But you know what's the thing about the internet that's actually good that I like is like you said back in the old days, people didn't have the access to the music they had, and you didn't really see people for what they were. At
No.
least nowadays, you're more likely to do that because back in the old days, a lot of these bands, like some of the people in these bands weren't even actual like true members of the band. They were just actors and models that just looked the part, so they would just be replaced.
Yeah.
And they had like
What do you
one
mean?
lady,
No, like in the
Carol
'60s.
Kay, play a bunch of riffs for all these bands.
There in the '60s, I mean, they had the monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of these bands, like from the 60s, 80s, like all these
That
bands
was
between
a
like the
made up
50s and the
band.
90s,
I
That's
they
what
think
would,
I'm
you're
telling
talking
you.
about for the sake of TV.
right,
Harsh. Yeah, but that's not the same thing as um, they a lot. Even if they were musicians, a lot of times back then on TV, they weren't really playing just because
Oh
well,
they
God,
weren't
did y'all
hooked on
forget?
technology.
Did y'all
well, one
forget
is that, but
completely
two, a lot
about?
of these bands weren't even created as actual bands. Like, if there was an actual band like being created, like the Beastie Boys, that'd
Did
be
y'all
something.
forget completely forget about Milli Vanilli? Oh my God, what's wrong with
Yeah,
y'all?
yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
So
know,
yeah,
right?
everything was. So no, I'm totally agree. I agree with you, Scott. So that's they literally played over tracks. It wasn't never go. They were never live, hardly live all the time.
Right,
But the thing is, the art of learning instruments is a lost art.
right.
Back in the 60s and 70s, it was a class in school. It was mandatory. From
For
age
the
5,
for the
you were
for the
taking
one for the
piano
ones who
lessons,
made
and
music, yeah.
yeah, you were learning how to read music and compose music, and you can literally speak to You know, back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, the graduations was like last fire, sounded beautifully.
No, that part is true. But that being said, even between the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and parts of the 90s, some of these bands themselves would have actors and models being in the band instead of actual musicians. And then they're
So
like
you're
I said,
saying like I know what you mean. Like
right.
you're getting your mindset from the movie School School of Rock with Jeff Black, where some of these guys are just there. Yeah, like
Well,
two
that's
members.
that. I'm not
Like
even
a
talking about that.
member,
I'm talking about
you're
some
thinking
of
of
the
like boy band, like In Sync or something, where they put a dude that can't really sing, but
Lee Houston
he
says, "I see your Milli Vanilli and raise you island boys."
yeah.
yeah.
But it's not just those two, because remember now, Carol Kay, for those who really understand music industry, would play the riffs from so many of these bands that came out between the 50s and the 80s.
It was
She's
just
like
the
one of the
same.
legendary guitarists
So
of all time, and most people don't even know her name.
well, that's the way the industry worked back then. Like you had musicians that worked at studios. So when the Temptations was in town in Studio B to work on, you know, My Girl, Smokey had the same musicians back there. You know, they might not be the ones that went on the road
Yeah,
because
that's
they're
the
the
whole.
composers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, but that's
yeah,
the
but
whole thing with session musicians. I did that for a long
yeah,
time with Warner Music.
yeah,
You know,
definitely. It's a different beast. People understand just because you can rock out on the stage is different in that studio when you have to be
Exactly.
accurate and profound. The guy that laid the drum beat for Michael Jackson's "Rock with You," that famous this guy recorded thousands of drum tracks for
Right.
bands like uh, um, the SOS band,
yeah. I
all
mean,
those big
that's the part. That's
disco
the
bands.
whole. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the whole purpose of a session musician. I
Right.
did that for
But I'm
years.
saying if you look up who Carol Kay is, you'd actually be like, holy, she worked with all these bands. And the reason she worked with those bands because she was playing most of the music for these guys.
yeah.
But to piggyback off your point about a sound recording versus a concert, for a lot of these musicians, it must be a lot less difficult because for a concert, it's just all right. Let the engineers do the work. Let me get wasted and then just go on stage and the audience will love it. Whereas, if you're doing session work, you got to make the engine. Everyone
Everything's
in the
got to be
studio is
perfect.
making sure that hey, you got to get this together or else it ain't
Everything's
gonna
got to
work.
be perfect. When you're in
Right.
the studio, everything's got to be perfect because time is money in the
You
studio.
better, you better believe it, Scott. It's
Right.
$150, $200 an hour in some of these major recording studios. I mean, that's on my level of people that I know that it's going to, that's clean. It's going to be mixed and mastered while you in there. That's going to actually produce. People don't understand the difference between somebody that's recording you. I can sit here and record you all day. Say it again. That wasn't clean. Do it, and then I can produce you. Hey, I don't feel the vibe. We're gonna chop it like, and so people don't understand those two elements, and that goes a long way. So that live stage, and you got to think about different times too. That's what I really wanted to get into when it comes to musicians. Back in the 60s and 70s, no matter how drunk they were on that stage playing. Nowadays, I can have a laptop right there, and I can set it up where, God damn it, whatever I'm strumming gonna sound like it's supposed to because I'm sending it through
Right.
this program that knows I done programmed it down. When I hit the second one, it should sound like a C. When I hit the third one, it should sound like a D. No matter what I'm hitting,
Right.
that's what's gonna come through. And that's now you just got anybody can I can play guitar now. I can go up there riff on guitar if I just know how to program it to make it sound what I need to sound like.
Well, I'll take it a step further. Nowadays, if someone doesn't want to go on tour, or instead of like a band going on tour with actual music, they just have holograms. They literally
Yeah.
just have enough AI to where they can have holograms of them playing their favorite songs in front of crowds.
It's
No one would be none the
outrageous.
wiser.
I mean,
It
it hadn't gotten to that point yet, but I imagine
We're
it will
close.
eventually.
We're close.
I imagine it will
Well,
eventually.
the thing that also that terrifies me, it makes me question myself as an artist. Like, when I see, okay, first of all, my goal is not necessarily to be like platinum winner, Grammy selling. I just love to putting my music out there. It makes me feel free. Now, if I was able to live off of it and make money, that would be freaking great, right? So, whatever level, whatever comfortability that comes in, I'm all accepted to it. But because I question myself, like, dang, everybody's doing this thing that I love. Do I really love it, or am I just following the bunch? Because I watched the whole beautiful art form die out because people didn't respect it and thought simplifying it and making money off of it was better than uh, 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 protecting and preserving the craft. DJ, the DJ used to carry the crate and would listen to mix and had to be on time with the bring it back, bring it back, bring it. Nowadays, people just pressing a button. It's already programmed in the thing to say all that. They hit one button, it's going to do the bring it back for them, bring it back, and it's the whole. You have college students with a laptop DJing Coachella front of thousands of people with no technique to DJing.
So, yeah, so absolutely. Dang.
So that's my fear with the whole everything from all. Think about what happened to singing with auto tune. With everything, now it's an oversaturated business. Anything that becomes popular gets oversaturated. If remember when FUBU, nobody was wearing FUBU, then everybody was wearing FUBU. Then what happened? They start bootlegging FUBU.
Mhm.
Once it becomes popular and people can see the format and repeat it, that's what they're going to do each and every
auto
time.
tune really, really ruined the art of singing in a lot of ways.
It did.
Too many ways.
Too
It would
many.
never be the same again. It was like losing your virginity for the first time.
I mean, you have people that
To
are
like
famous
a
that
trashy
can't.
chick.
Yeah, you have people that are famous that can't sing a tune. They can't carry a tune in a bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, they got country music artists when they're on stage sing so out of tune it's ridiculous. But whenever they record, they're perfect.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
We can never get it back again. It's like losing your virginity to like a trashy chick. It's just like you always have to remember that she can walk around and say that she did that. That's how I feel like what autotune has done to music. And sometimes and the thing is, it blinded us to something that was actually good and fun. It was like something extra, you know. Now it's like what if dessert was a part of your meal? Like no, like let me sit back and go. Oh, you know what? I'll have some dessert now. Like now it's just it comes with it. Like
no, I mean I'm glad auto tune isn't what it was 10 years ago, or just it sounded even more, where it sounded even worse.
Oh no, it is. You just don't realize.
Oh,
as Mrs. Scott was saying, with the effect of when it was a cool thing, they used it with the yeah, it's got that thing. Yeah, they used it for that when it was fun. Now they use it for their that's what he was just like. You think that you're listening to that person sing, but no, they just perfect the auto tune to the point where it's all auto tune. It's all auto tune. We just don't have the highs in it where it cracks and you can expose it. We just keep it at a level where you think this person is really not even hitting notes, just in the key.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Music. But what can you do, right? I love it.
It's good to perform in live music. I don't know what else you can do.
I'm working on an EP right now, and I'm going to take a real stab at it because, I can continue to sit back and judge.
I mean, you definitely have something going there. I mean,
thank you, sir.
You're going to go somewhere.
Thank you.
I mean, we've had some really talented people here, and we've had some really untalented people here, but we're not mentioning any names tonight.
Please don't.
Is this someone I know in real life that's considered untalented?
Yes.
I don't want anybody running up on me.
I
like,
know.
You guys are
Scott, fun fact, if you ever do a live stream as Boyd, one of those quote unquote untalented people will have their song as the intro to the show.
Oh God.
Okay. That person won't be able to figure out who they are. Excuse me for a second.
No.
Joe Charter, we're talking about you.
Huh?
I said we're talking about Joe Charter. I tell you what.
Oh yeah, him too. Yeah,
Seven. If
terrible.
you ever get curious, go on Amazon and look up Joe Charter, and you'll.
Isn't that the guy who supported a white supremacy group on accident?
The accident, yeah. He's looking it up too. This is going to be great.
Joe Charter.
Yeah,
CHARTER.
Charter, like charter bus.
Charter a bus.
Like a charter bus, but just Joe Charter.
Okay.
No, you don't want to look at him. It's so terrible.
Is that Woodwind Media Group?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. He has like.
Yeah, it's Woodwind Media Group on SoundCloud.
Okay. It's
got on Facebook is Joe Charter Music.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, what do you want me to look up?
Just play any one of his songs. Just any one. It doesn't matter which one it is.
Okay, Joe Charter.
No, you don't want to. Come on, don't scar his ears. Let's not do this. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do.
Why the hell not? It's funny.
Yeah, but I don't want Seven to be exposed to that horrificness.
Okay, I'm so confused. Oh, that's an interview. Okay, singing with you. Is that him?
I'm not sure.
That's him.
Is it?
He has his shirt off.
Oh my God.
Oh my. Okay, first of all, I can't. I'm gonna tell you why I can't. Culture appropriation. Like if I wasn't looking at this guy, I would literally thought this guy would be a little couple of shades darker. And I feel like he has an unk on in the beginning of the video.
He has a what?
An unk. You know the symbol.
I have no idea.
Print symbol. The print symbol.
Oh yeah.
It's an unk. It's an African symbol that means woman and man as one. The big circle represents the woman.
Oh, that's what his fox symbol looks like.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's right. And let me tell you what you've won this afternoon. Absolutely nothing but a busted eardrum.
And plus, stuff needs to make sense. I don't want to talk about this guy, but the video just tripped me out. He started out the video with his shirt off, and then the next scene, his shirt is on. Like, what are we leading to? Where are we going? Like, goes, I don't understand. It wasn't like another scene. It wasn't even another scene. It was the same room. It was like shirt off, and then it showed the computer, then went back to him and his shirt was on. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. You guys are getting me.
Where are we going with this film?
Where are we going with this?
This is very strange.
And I don't like it. I don't like it. Hilarious. I'm really enjoying myself, fellas. I really thank you guys for having me on today, man. This was really, really nice of you, man.
We'll definitely be in touch because, since you want to promote the station and everything, I think it'd be a beautiful thing. So.
Here, man. I'm here to do the work, man. I love art. I see what you guys are doing. I'm at your disposal. I've been known to interview people. I can chauffeur acts when they come in town. I also make a mean cup of Joe, Mr. Scott, or whatever you like. Maybe some whiskey in it. Uh,
I don't drink, but
okay. Well, I'll make sure you don't drink. I'm a pit bull as well. Uh, yeah, man. I'm happy to meet you fellas, and I'm excited about our future endeavors.
Yeah, I can't wait. 29th is going to be the one where CSHR really takes off when we start. If we have enough people to help stream, well, homegrown. And I need to talk to other people about that who are involved with the event.
I have a feeling I'm gonna wind up in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll,
I had that
a matter of
feeling.
fact, you'll be on the same ride back. You'll be in the same car that brought me to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful.
All right, we'll make the
going
week
across.
out of it.
I'd probably kill you before we get there, but it's okay.
No, I don't know about that. I might kill you before.
I'm a very large body to hide, sir.
Well, I mean, you know.
He's 2'1", 400 pounds.
Well, you know,
He's
it's car.
2'5".
Well, I mean, you know how car accidents work, right? I'm just kidding. No, but we could make a week out of it for CSHR at homegrown.
Yeah, we could.
They really could, but it depends on everyone's health and timings too.
Yeah. Well, take us out of here, Harsh.
And on that note, this has been another edition of the Harsh Reality. This is Harsh Schmitz. I don't know if you, but life is harsh, but also live it. And sometimes the golden rule is, in fact, a two-way street. And remember, sometimes you have to color outside the lines. Honk, honk. Take care.